Hello viewers, my name is Elise Fox and I'm a part of the Youth's Unplugged team. And today I am honored to be encouraging you with 1 Kings 19:11 through 18. In this passage, the prophet of God, Elijah, was on a mountaintop waiting to hear from him. Even though there was fire falling from the sky, the earth shaking like a leaf, and a mighty wind roaring through, he could not hear the voice of God in those things. It was only after God's still small voice beckoned him out of the cave that he heard his Lord clearly, and he was able to receive his next assignments. In a culture where there are two extremes, either you believe that the miraculous doesn't happen anymore, or we over-glorify it. Sometimes in the latter, we can get so used to the signs and wonders happening all around us that we think God is only present when that is happening. So what happens when, just like Elijah, the fire's falling from the sky, the earth is shaking, and the wind is roaring, but God isn't in those feats? Sometimes we panic. We think, well, did I do something wrong? Did God leave me? Why can't I hear him? I thought that this meant that he was here. Well, we find in those times that looking to miraculous signs and wonders, that isn't the best way to know that God is speaking to us 100%. Now, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm very blessed to have witnessed so many different things that God has done. But that can't be the only way we look to hear him. So then what does God's voice sound like? It sounds like truth from his word. When we open up our Bibles, we're not just going through a history lesson. We're reading God's living word. He breathed out onto those pages hundreds of years ago. That word is alive. That word still ignites hearts for him. And that word helps us get to know him better, not just what he does. Don't be scared if you can't feel him. That still small voice is with you in his word, guiding you and silencing the lies of the enemy. So if you're in a silent season, much like I am, you may be feeling like you're blindfolded in the middle of a shooting range. And I can attest, that's not the most fun thing in the world. But don't worry. God is still with you. And I encourage you to read his word, to pray, and to press into his truth, even when you can't feel him. Because we're not supposed to be guided by our feelings. The Bible tells us that our feelings are fleeting and they're not a good foundation for what we're supposed to believe. I know that this is a difficult talk. Believe me, it was a very difficult lesson for me to learn. But he hasn't left you. If you can't feel him all the time, if you don't get the goosebumps during worship, if you pray for someone and they don't immediately get healed right in front of you, that doesn't mean he's left you. He's just teaching you another way to hear him and spend time with him. And that's never a bad thing. If anything, it encourages you to read his word and to get to know him, not just what he does. God isn't a cosmic vending machine. Our relationship with him goes far beyond just what he gives us and what he does for us. Let me ask you a difficult question today if you're not in that silent season. If God were to just stop doing all the different things that you've started associating with him, would you still follow him? Would you still love him? Or do you love him just because of what he can do for you? Sorry to tell you, but these are the tough questions we have to ask. Either way, be encouraged, be blessed. For no matter what, God will never leave you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will be praying for all of you. Be safe, and God bless. Goodbye.